a disaster preparedness specialist, and a fuels management specialist. When you hear the word ATC, air traffic control technician, it means I set up the radar scopes that everybody uses to control airplanes. A specialist is a specialist of like I said, career field. The disaster preparedness part of that is one I hope I never didn't get a chance to use. Say an airplane would crash. You had to go out and get all the pieces of the airplane and then get synopsis of why that airplane crashed. But also there's people in that airplane. So I had to pick up pieces, if it had ever happened, to put together and find out if something was wrong with the pilot or something happened to the airplane or whatever made the airplane crash. Fuels management specialist is the one I love the most because if I didn't do my job, the airplane would not get off the ground. Because I put fuel in the airplane, I put the hydraulics in it, the hydraulics in the airplane. I did the simulation cards that made the airplane fly itself. And all that period of time I served in Germany, Denmark, Iceland, Puerto Rico, Florida, California, Alaska, and finally state of Ohio. Now how many people can tell me about what was so odd or what was so great about Tuskegee Airmen? He said it once, but what happened?
They didn't care about what the white people were saying, so they wanted to create their own group that would fly.
In part, you're right. They wanted to show white people they could fly airplanes just as good or better than they could. Just give me the training. So training would start like going to Tuskegee, Alabama. The training program to fly any one of these airplanes that you see here takes at least 2 years to complete. Tuskegee Airmen learned this in 9 months. They were so eager to fly the airplanes, they flew out all those airplanes, different ones, from the training airplane over here to the fighter planes on this side over here. They did that in 9 months. So when they went overseas to fight during World War II, they were fighting for 2 victories. One over German fascism and one over racism. Now, which one of those 2 was still there when they got through World War II?
Racism.
Okay.
Racism.
Okay.
Because I still see it in everyday lives.
Okay.
Karma.
Yeah.
Is something that can fight off racism.
Mm-hmm.
Because they'll learn their lesson after karma comes for them.
Mm-hmm. Now, I heard you guys mention Dr. King. What did Dr. King tell you?
Oh.
Right here, you go.
That his speech, I had a dream.
Mm-hmm. No. What did he tell you and I? What did he tell us to do when we face racism?
Keep trying until
You're hitting on it right now. I'll give you an example. There may be 30 doors in front of you to where, as you have your education, have a degree, and you go to 29 doors and they don't open until you get to the 30th door. Get into that door, and by the time you get experience there a couple of years, you could be up at the first door. Okay? He said, don't fight as far as with your fist is concerned, fight with your mind. And that's the best part of what you guys are going to do. Once you gain education, listen to me. Nobody can take your education away from you, but if you don't use your education, you're just like a bump on a log. Okay? When you gain your education, use it wisely, use it to your advantage, but then train people behind you that education. Okay? Tell them the good things that happen once you gain your education. All right, you had your hand up, young man. What were you going to say?
Me?
Yes.
Nothing. I didn't have my hand in there.
Oh, you did? Okay, but you had your hand up? You had your hand up.
I was raising.
I was raising, and y'all already heard me. What were you going to say?
I was gonna say that Dr. Martin Luther King tried to help us like stay positive and forget about all the racist people and what they were trying to say to us and about us.
Now I'm gonna make a statement, and it's a very hard thing for us as a race of people to do. It takes two people to argue, but one with sense to walk away. Why would that one with sense walk away?
Because it really didn't want anything to get really, really hard, so they would die.
No. Okay? We'll answer your question. Go ahead.
To get away from the argument
Mm-hmm.
and try to have nothing to do with it.
There you go. And what else?
Even though it's still something about the conversation. I really don't like fighting.
Okay.
But if my nana and I, if someone hits me, I hit them back.
Mm-hmm.
But then a fight's gonna start. But I don't even really want the fight to even start.
Okay.
I just don't want Nan to get mad at me or.
Mm-hmm. Now, when Nana was growing up, that might have been a good thing to do, but now it isn't. Because, like in the case of black and white, what happens?
We both were black.
Okay, now
But
we're talking about the race.
If they were black and white,
yeah.
Then
Who would get the favor even today?
probably the white people.
Okay. So if you walk away from an argument, you laugh and walk away from the argument, you have won that argument. Because, listen to me, you're up here, you guys are up at this level. When you start arguing, you're right here. The one who walks away is fine, the other guy keeps going down. And you walk away positively. That's what Dr. King is trying to teach you. Stay positive. Stay very positive, you know? Mm-hmm.
If I remember right, Rosa Parks actually was one of the people that was with.
To the back of the bus because of racism at that time. She was tired enough where she sat in the first seat she got to, and they arrested her because the laws at that time for that city said black people need to sit in the back of the bus. Okay, there you go. Yes, sir.
Harriet Tubman Harriet Tubman and Rosa Parks and Martin Luther King Jr. were all trying to stop racism.
Mm-hmm.
And Harriet Tubman built underground tunnels
Mm-hmm.
to
Railroad.
underground railroads
Mhm.
and saved 70 people
Mhm.
from racism
Mm-hmm.
and brought them to the safe house.
There you go.
And she also carried people to a state that racism wasn't allowed.
Okay. Yes, sir.
But also, Harriet Tubman, she got a really, really bad head injury,
Mm-hmm.
so she wouldn't get caught because they said she couldn't read or write, so she would get a book and read right in front of them.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Anything else? So, in essence, when we got to the Tuskegee Airmen, they sued the United States government to have a program for young African American people to fly airplanes. You catching this? Just tell me the truth. If it is, I'll put some. Yeah, I know I didn't put my teeth in today, so you guys can have a little joke there. I'll do this. Maybe that'll help. Okay. But the Tuskegee Airmen was so determined to show America that they did belong in the United States Armed Forces. They kept on going. Now, 2,978 gentlemen wanted to be pilots. 992 made that status. So it made the person who said they couldn't do it look silly because the Tuskegee Airmen did it. Okay? And they kept on. They had a real good record during World War II, flying the various airplanes out there, showed you pictures of, and they were very good. Now, who wants to be a pilot? Okay, you got to be good in math, science, and trigonometry, geometry, and what else? And aerodynamics. Go ahead.
History.
Mm-hmm. Why so history?
But sometimes history helps you do stuff,
Mm-hmm.
and sometimes talks about stuff that could say that can help other people.
Mm-hmm. So what you were saying, history helped people understand a struggle that your people went through and how to better themselves to get through that struggle, right? Okay, thank you. All right, right here.
History helps people because they can help them have a dream.
Mm-hmm.
Or have a dream and be determined to get it. Anybody says.
So let me ask you a question I've asked before, different young men like yourself. If I cut myself, I'm gonna bleed, right? You cut yourself, you're gonna bleed. What color is that blood?
Red.
Red.
Okay. Only the different pH properties of the blood, like my blood is B positive, okay? Yours might be O, yours might be A, you know, but we're gonna bleed. If my goal is to win a battle like I see with me, we're gonna work together to win that battle, right? Okay, that's the purpose. That was the purpose of Tuskegee Airmen, winning a battle. The gentlemen and ladies came home from World War II, they still faced racism because of one thing. They didn't teach the white people who were left behind about not having race. They kept it going. But little by little, we're getting better and better with racism. It is still rampant today. Rampant means it's still around today. But it takes your minds to defeat that racism. And let's go ahead and show somebody you can do what they say you can't do. Okay? Don't give up. Don't ever give up. Never. Because you might be the president of the United States one day. You might be the vice president. You might be the Secretary of Defense. Who knows? Yes, sir.
Like, if you join the military, it's like if you join the military, they might say you never give up or never back down from fights, and never try to give up in the middle of a battle.
Right.
If someone starts the battle, you gotta end the battle.
There you go. There you go. Any other questions? Yes, sir.
I didn't have my hand.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So, in the military, they'll tell you never give up, and then if you never give up, you'll become strong. And how weak they say you are, just be strong and don't give up.
There you go. Now, I told you guys I served in different Air Force bases around the world. Do you know each time I went to the different bases, I met new friends and we became stronger friends because we found out what we could do to help each other out to get to win a battle, okay? That's what you're trying to do. Then we can all go home and maybe live better. You know, it all depends, you know. Yes, sir.
It's like if you're injured and you don't have anything to stop the bleeding, and your friend has some, you can ask your friend to get some, or if if you're in battle and you get and there's like a grenade that gets launched at you, you can ask your friend. If you don't notice it, your friend might notice it and they might throw it back.
And your friend helps you get away from that grenade, right? I have had friends who went to Vietnam that I grew up with, and they died in Vietnam for that very same thing. Two of my friends I know jumped on the grenade to keep his fellow soldiers from getting hurt, but he died.
R.I.P.
Now, any other questions you guys have? Yes, sir.
When you was
Tuskegee.
Airman, how did you like control the plane?
After my training, the time I had to fly in these different aircraft, there's a stick in the middle of the seat, in front of the seat. There are rudder pedals, and there is a fuel speed on each side of the cockpit. And you learn to use that to your advantage to slow the airplane down or speed it up so you can control the airplane. How many of you guys know what peripheral vision is? Peripheral vision is this. I can see both my hands, but I'm looking straight at you. And the airplane would dip like so. Don't look at that. And you would correct by turning the stick the other way and the rudder the other way on the floor. And the airplane would straighten up and then fly like this, fly straight. Once you got used to doing it, any airplane you got into, you learn how the airplane, what the characteristic of the airplane is. It's like you're riding your bike. How long did it take you guys to learn how to ride your bike?
3 days. It took me at least 2 months.
Okay. And why? Because the bike would lean left, right, so you got an idea how to keep the bike straight?
Yeah.
Same thing with an airplane.
Just like with the hoverboard.
Mm-hmm.
You wobble it a little bit, but once you get the hang of it, you're able to ride smoothly around.
There you go.
Or like with a dirt bike, if it goes too quick, you can fall off.
Mhm.
Like a skateboard, know how to control it, how to go slow down,
Mhm.
go quick.
Same thing with an airplane.
Skateboard.
Only thing in the airplane is faster. You gotta think faster. In other words, if you're going against somebody over here and you're flying here, you want to try to catch up to them, try to shoot the airplane down. That's military wise. Otherwise, you do different maneuvers to catch him back and forth till you get behind him and shoot him down. Mm-hmm. Okay. Yes.
How old was you when you flew your first airplane?
32.
How old was you when you joined the ski?
When I went in the Air Force, I was 29 years old.
29.
Mm-hmm.
That's almost 30.
Yeah. Now here's the thing. 1966. I was 22 years old, and I got drafted. But I had an injury that kept me from going into the service. But 9 years that day later, in 1975, I went to the same physical, passed the same physical, and went into the Air Force. Sometimes it's just your time to go into the service, okay?
Okay.
But I had a wonderful 23 years, that's how I did. Mm-hmm.
So how old? Wait, you're vice president?
Of the Cincinnati chapter of Tuskegee Airmen, yes. I'm going, I'll be back. Yes, sir.
Okay, so I heard about this one guy. He got shot in the head, but somehow he still survived.
Mm-hmm.
He gone to the nurse of the army,
Mm-hmm.
but they refused to help him because they thought he was gonna die, but he kept going, and soon he somehow survived.
Mm-hmm.
And the pieces of that bullet,
Mm-hmm.
it started falling out one piece by
At a time, yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That can happen. There's different
I-
things that can happen to people.
I feel like that's a 1% chance, though, kind of.
Oh, okay.
God, it could be 100%.
Mm-hmm. Yes, sir.
Is what you're wearing what you wear when you had to fight when you flew a plane?
No, I had a different uniform. Mine was green and camouflage.
Oh,
So they wouldn't
when
see
it,
you.
Hmm?
So they
when
wouldn't
it's-
see you.
how old are you now?
I'm 82.
You 82?
Mm-hmm.
So that's so. I have some clothes that are camouflage, just like your suit. I
Mhm.
have a brown camouflage hat and some camouflaged clothing.
Mm-hmm. My we call itinerary of what we wore the combat boots, the flight suit, and the helmet. And the helmet gives you oxygen and communications inside the helmet. And we would fly a certain altitude, so we had to have oxygen to breathe, you know.
Oh yeah, I just remembered something. One time there was an Air Force person, he was driving, but then suddenly the glass broke.
Mm-hmm.
And some got in his eye, but somehow
Mm-hmm.
it didn't hurt his eye.
Mm-hmm.
So if I remember right, that's what contacts are made out of.
Yeah.
That people put in their eyes.
Plexiglass and so forth, yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm surprised that didn't hurt his eyes, because
Well-
whatever that glass is made out of.
It worked, okay. I'm gonna ask a couple more questions. One here, and not gonna be you, okay?
So I got an uncle that joined something. It was like kind of like the Tuskegee Airmen, but it was the Air Force.
Okay.
And
The different services are the Marines, the Navy, the Coast Guard, the Air Force, the Army, okay? Those are branches of service, okay?
What if the plane went like this? Like in this plane house?
Are you in trouble?
Yep, you better be hoping you
And
have
hope your
electrical.
parachute works good.
Yep.
And the sequence with a parachute is if something goes along with the airplane and you eject out of the airplane, you count to 10, pull the D ring, and the parachute comes out.
That's scary.
Oh, once you got used to doing it, it would scare you. Okay, last question.
I've always thought that when you fall, you feel like you can't breathe, kind of.
You learned that. We went to what we
I
call.
felt it.
Okay, all right. I can understand it.
My brother straight up made me feel it somehow.
Okay.
Like he dropped me from my bed
Mm-hmm.
and somehow
Mm-hmm.
I was tweaking.
Okay.
I felt like I couldn't breathe for some reason.
And then you got control of yourself, didn't you?
Yeah, I held my breath, but I got used to like breathing little air.
Mm-hmm. There you go. Now, you gentlemen have been very studious today. I really enjoyed your questions. And what I would ask of you now, what did Mr. Sanders say he wants to see you guys do in 7 or 8 years? Graduate.
Yep.
I do the same thing. I want to see you guys graduate high school.
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
That's because
Wouldn't that be nice?
Yeah.
You gain all that education and maybe you get a chance to go to college and further your education.
And then pass your mom and dad.
Mm-hmm.
Pass your mom and dad.
Mm-hmm. Here's the thing. Our organization does this also. When you get to be a junior or senior in high school, you can write an essay to our group. And very possibly you can win a scholarship from our group to help you go into college. The first year you go into college, I know books cost a whole lot. And also your tuition could be, part of that can be paid, say you will and through. So you get a scholarship some kind of way. I use my second oldest granddaughter. She went to the University of Michigan because she got all A's through high school. She went to the University of Michigan and got all A's. And now she's a biochemistry engineer. It can happen. You can get that, you know? And that depends on you. Okay? Thank you guys very much. I appreciate you. Any more questions? I'll take one more question.
thank you.
One more question.
Yes, sir.
So I've always wondered, how do people make new fruits? Like someone could just think, I'm gonna plant these two seeds together, and then all of a sudden, when it fully grows, it makes an entirely new fruit.
Okay.
I want to know what type of water they use for that.
Water like this.
So please get out.
You got a question? Strategy. All right.
All right, let's give